what comes with that is you've seen him walk more batters, but sometimes that's worth it for what you are getting in the swing and miss, perhaps, in other areas?
Yeah, I mean, George, he never likes walking guys, and he still doesn't like walking guys.
Okay.
And, even last night he didn't have any walks. So, like I said, I don't think he's ever trying to walk guys, but, the fact that, he's putting more options on the table and making guys, second guess what they might get rather than, coming at him full bore with one pitch selection. Not that he ever was one pitch selection kind of guy, but, he was predominantly heavy, heaters, and now he's just, like I said, more unpredictable. And, guys, when they step in the box, they're worried about, two elite, breaking balls as well. So he's doing a really good job of mixing both fastballs to both sides of the plate, to both lefties and righties, and using those breaking balls accordingly. So.
It's been a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, he's been great.
Has he been any more mellow out on the mound, or is he as on fire as ever?
No, he's still the same George. Yeah.
And that's where you want him, I take it?
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
I just he's good.
He's fun. Logan Gilbert, the only thing that seems left for him is just getting the innings out of him, that he's getting into the longer at-bats. Where do you see him with that?
Yeah, I mean, again, another guy that, has been fighting some injury and just trying to find that footing. So, to me, it just all comes down to, pitching to contact with him. When he's at his best, he's going out getting strike one. He's being super efficient. He's being super aggressive in the zone. And, he has the stuff to make guys swing and miss in zone. He doesn't necessarily have to leave with the zone a whole lot. I mean, everybody does every once in a while, but, like I said, he just has really good swing and miss stuff, and that's never been the problem. It's just, trying to keep that pitch count down, trying to be efficient, trying to get into that 6th, 7th inning is really important because, it makes a difference, throughout a season, and also helping out with the bullpen as well, the management there. So, just like I said, just looking for contact. Most of the time when he does get contact, it's weak contact. So, just trying to be super efficient like that, and just be the aggressor. Be the offense on the mound, and that's kind of what I look for with him.
We're going to talk a little bit about you. Last night I saw you do something that I've seen you do a few times throughout the years at the plate. Do you know what I'm going to say?
No.
You were choking up a little bit off the bat. What's the thinking behind that right now?
Yeah, just trying to be short to the ball. Trying to shorten my swing up a little bit. Trying to make a little more contact. Just trying not to miss that pitch, before getting to 2 strikes. So, like I said, there's times when you do it, sometimes when you don't. But yeah, just like I said, depending on the guy who's pitching and what's going on, sometimes you just want to be short to the ball and want to be able to execute, hitting that pitch, when you get it and not missing it and fouling it off, just being a tick too long.
How much of that was the starter last night, and how much of it was that, have you thought you've gotten a little bit long in your swing lately?
Just some stuff where I've just been missing my pitch, I don't necessarily think my swing's in a bad place at all. It's just, when you get yourself into 2 strike counts a lot and, you're fighting constantly with that behind in the count, then, it doesn't matter how good of a hitter you are, usually you're going to be, fighting and struggling to get on base and help your team win. So to me, it's just taking advantage before you get to 2 strikes. And like I said, just not trying to do too much. And like I said, getting in good counts to hit.
Lastly, you are in the land of the other Cal right now. And I think I've seen your dad quoted on this. You were named after Ripken.
I was, yeah.
What is the story there?
Yeah. So my dad and my mom, I was right, obviously, when I was born in 96, I was right around the time of Cal Ripken, one of my dad's and favorite players, and obviously loved watching him, and he was a great player, for a long time. And when it came down to naming me, I think, it came down to a few things, but I think my dad maybe wanted to name me after himself. I don't think my mom wanted that, so they settled on Cal. But my real name's Caleb, and named after Cal Ripken. And then once it got to their 4th kid, my little brother, I think they named. My mom was like, "Yeah, you can have that one." So my little brother's named after my dad. I'm named after Cal Ripken. So
So when you were a kid, did they tell you stories? Did you read up on him? Was there an interest in him?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, I was named Cal Ripken. I had posters all over my wall, and you know, any kind of like I had the you know little memorabilia things of him, bobbleheads.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, just a bunch of Cal Ripken stuff. We grew up obviously diehard Red Sox fans, but there was always a bunch of like Cal Ripken, Baltimore stuff around too. And I went to. I grew up. I came to a few games here, watched him play. I got sick here one time.
That's right. You said
yeah,
that.
I got sick and had to leave early. But yeah, I remember coming to this field a few times. It's not too far from North Carolina. Not close, but not too far. But yeah, so Cal Ripken's always been part of my life, and somebody, you know, as a baseball player, somebody you look up to.
So have you met him yet?
Yeah, I met him a long time ago, very briefly, and then yesterday on the field during BP, I was walking by, I got to say hi, and we talked for a little bit. He asked how All-Star Game and Home Run Derby was, and you know, so it was pretty cool getting to talk to him, and yeah, he's like I said, he's a legend.
So does this mean like when you have a child someday you'll name him after your favorite player, Logan?
Not Logan. Not Logan.
Any thoughts on that yet?
Oh man, I'm not even close to having a kid right now. So
Not the kid, but what you would name them.
what I would name him? Oh jeez, I don't know.
A favorite ball player.
I don't know. Logan always gives me grief. All the pitchers do because I think Bobby Witt's really good. I said, yeah,
Okay.
I'll name my kid Witt one day. So
With Junior.
yeah, Bobby Witt, Raleigh.
That would be awesome. All right. We won't hold you to that.